What's up everyone? Today I will show you how I make my hardstyle leads. If you have any questions, drop them below in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Hope you enjoy the video. Let's go. So let's dive into it. We will start with the top layers. And the top layers are a couple of layers combined. And the first one sounds like this. This is the character layer. It has a really nice pitch on the lead, which a lot of euphoric and also raw nowadays all the leads have. Everything is made in Sylenth 1 because you can download the project, and I think the most of the people, at least the people that produce hardstyle, have Sylenth 1. So that's why I picked Sylenth 1 for this tutorial. And yeah, so we started with the character layer, and it's basically a really easy layer, saw wave processed with some pitch or random pitch, so you get that nice the sharp sound it has. The second layer it's a bit more in the mid frequencies, so you fill that space up nicely. Little bit of distortion on it, really basic to be honest. And then the next one is also a support layer, which fills up, it's just a saw, really easy, it fills up the spectrum. And then one detuned saw to give it a wide feeling, and together it sounds like this. So it really fills up the spectrum. And then I added 2 harmony layers. It's the same preset as the character, so when you play them together you have like and that gives it that really full emotional feel for me. Like I always use harmony layers because it just gives so much extra depth to the melody. With the harmony layers I also have the chords here. It literally plays the same notes as the top layer and the harmony layers together, so it fills it up, makes it big, makes it, yeah, you know, you like big. And I added some different layers to it. I think this is, yeah, more detune and one less detune, and one an octave lower, and one with a lot more detune, so you really get those nice full solves. And together with the top lead it sounds like this. So now you have your layers for the leads, and then I always add background chords. This is and because when you play those together you think you give that wide nice feeling. And it always fills up the spaces between the melody. And then of course we have a bass sound here, and it sounds like this. Just a standard Reese bass, also saw wave, little bit of detune, nothing special to be honest. And it really fills up the space as well, because in the low end but also a bit in the high. Some people like that, some people don't, so do whatever you want to be honest. And then I add some plugs, which are also in Sylenth, of course, and you can also download all the presets, so you don't have to. I add those to give it some rhythm to the everything. You don't really hear them that good, but it definitely helps to fill up the spectrum. And then I add another bass layer, but then without bass. Basically a saw wave as well. So let me show the arps first. And then I pan them some to give it more like the spacey feel to it. And then together it sounds like this. So that's how I basically use the sounds for my leads. And now let's go and see how. So I route all the top layers to one bus, and on the bus I use a reverb, some OTT compression, not too much, and this is a fruity balance for the ducking, and EQing a little bit, adding back in of the high end, and here again a little bit here as well, and of course ditch the low end because you don't need that when the kick is playing. And then I just route the bus to a send channel, and there I have my reverb on. Before the reverb I ditch out of the signal that comes into it, so I EQ out the low end and a little bit of the high end, because too much high end in the reverb is annoying. Then I used this preset. I think it's a preset from Colors, from Headhunters, or something from his video, and I just used it all the time because it sounds great. Sometimes I use a delay after the reverb, because now it sounds like this. And when you have the delay after the reverb, it will give that a more spacey feel. So, and after that a limiter just to duck the signal, and then you route it to the top lead, and then with the threshold you can tell how many goes in. So now it's completely in, and now it's completely dry. And then you can play with the ratio. So this is just taste. So if you want to experiment with this, these are my settings most of the time. I always let come some reverb a little bit, and because then it gives you that dreamy feel. And for the chords as well, I mostly use nothing more than just an EQ on the layers, and then some compression on the out, and a little bit of distortion to give it a little bit of the crispy feel to it, and then EQ out some of the mid frequencies and the low, and a little bit of the high here. And well, that's basically how I make my leads. And of course you can go more crazy to everything, but for this tutorial I want to show how it's done easy and how I would do it. So I don't say this is the best method, this is how you should do it. This is how I normally layer them, and from this I can maybe extend it and go even further and go crazy. But always when I start making leads, this is what I do. I always make sure to have top leads, chord melody, background, reach, bass, chords, plug chords, bass line without bass, and an arp. So if you have this in your head, like I'm gonna use those elements, and then you can always ditch one after if you feel it's not fitting your track or something. The melody is from my good friend Sauer. Check out the link in the description to get this free melody pack. Also, the kick is from my kick pack. You can now buy it with the 50% discount with the code that is now on your screen or in the comment section. And I also have a free kickback. You can check that one as well. Hope you learned a bit from this, and let me know what you want to see next. Ciao.